Yeah, you guessed it, more Gintama. And while I cannot be all too saddened by that, it does make me question the big brain plays that some of the characters perform. While they may be slightly brave and willing to jump in at the sign of danger if it means protecting someone, yeah, I wouldn't trust them opening a already open bag of crisps. Shall we see what destruction's in store for us this time? We don't really have a choice. Let's go. Complaints? How could there be any complaints about Gintama and the way it handles things? As much as you want to believe it, I don't believe either of you will ever be true protagonists. Yeah. Or new. I remember the episodes when they were forming their own what to do instead of what Gintama currently is. And is her name Otase? Was that, yeah? Because that was on the sign. And Catherine's plan of being magical girl idols, something like that. Yeah, it took a while for me to, well, find the will to start eating again after that. They still haunt my nightmares, though. It is nice that Sanoharu is getting more screen time, but are we sure that his heart can handle it? This is why they go on a trip. You may want to put a cloth or something over the table so that she can't see you as well. Quiet. Surprising, they got away with it. You have to remember that she was a cat burglar before this, so... the true nemesis. Well, you wouldn't be running if you were hiding inside of a safe. That could be a solution to their problems. Although Gintoki himself probably doesn't have all too many kidneys to start selling. Please don't be a repeat of the beetle hunting. Masquerade. That's not the right word. I guess. I mean, there are some flaws in that metaphor, but at least on the surface of it is fairly apt. And who are you? Why are they in the middle of a military drill? Do you want me to list all of them? You three are a danger unto yourselves. He's going to steal all their mushrooms. Does he... Could you at least do it a little bit away from the river? Only kinda sorry. Well, at least he's upstream. I'm not going to even make those jokes. Nature is dangerous, isn't it? Ah, he got a bite. There's quite a few kanji in there that I don't believe I know. Do they even have anything to put the mushrooms in? Like a box or a bag or anything? Doesn't always work for fungi. Kind of like poison dart frogs. They're colourful. It's also, don't eat them. The fact that it's radiating spores like that as well. Are you giving it to Sadaharu to test? Don't make up what he's saying. That's not a mushroom. Well, not all of it. Hopefully it's not quite like the cordyceps fungus. Ah, Kuma. You didn't think to check first. That's Kagura for you. Is there more beasties out there on the mountain that they have to look out for? With or without the extra fungus? I don't think that sentence was very helpful. Play dead? Yeah, I don't think that works for bears. I don't think they're playing either. Uh, did you forget that that there was that big bear? I can't remember what the standard procedures are for bear encounters. But then again, I haven't really had to know, considering Britain is a bit sparse of them. Also, his size has seemed to have shrunk slightly. Okay. You would have thought that the weapons would take a bit more. Well, they'd look a bit better considering some of the technology that we've seen so far. Does it change their thought processes and whatnot? So everything that it kills, does it implant the more mushrooms onto those beings, or is it best if mushrooms like the one that can take over the ants and control them? If you haven't, if you don't know about it, look it up. It's kind of interesting and a little bit frightening. It makes you really question what the possibilities are out there. Where did it come from? Where did they come from? How is the mushroom so sneaky? Through the hat? Oh, you. Not sure I get the references. Did Gintoki really say Mamma Mia? It's like the Hydra. Is there a way to stop the spread of the fungus? Is it like Is it like some stories of vampires where if you kill the head one, they all die? Or the lead vampire, you know, the original. Kagura taking the food, the most important part. Stop. Well, if you weren't eating more of the soup, and it doesn't work like that. I wonder if they'll find a fire flower as well. There is a bit of distance between them, so hopefully you'd be able to pull the trigger first. If he's actually capable of, before the mushroom takes hold. What an exciting duel. Was it his pet or something beforehand? Or hunting partner? What about that bear's size is really inconsistent. And also Sadaharu's, but still. They have some unfinished business here. Also, Sadaharu is being a very well-behaved dog. You would have thought that he would have been scratching at it or something. Kind of unnecessary backstory, but at the same time, yay. Exposition. And that is why Masamune doesn't trust humans. Well, that and the fact that, you know, they killed his mother. Is there going to be some really dumb way to beat the mushrooms? Is this going to be another story that Gintoki can't draw himself away from. You can always die later. See, his trigger finger was fixed after Gintoki's words. What are those rounds filled with? The good old light effects instead of sound effects kind of looking things. To indicate, there's some attacking afoot. A moment of clarity? Gintama happy end or Gintama end? So what was the solution? So maybe it was the whole kind of like vampire things. Maybe I just missed that sentence. And while it might have been okay to let him off easily if it was before when he was still a child, but after attacking villages and whatnot, it's going to be very much more difficult, especially since he's built up a bit of a reputation for himself. If it wasn't him that hunted him, it would be someone else. And once again, it's not the most unique of storylines. We've seen it in various things. Even I think One Punch Man had a storyline like that, didn't it? With Sweeter Sound Sonic and the Wild Boar, if I'm remembering right. But that's for a reason. These kind of stories work. And they make you oh, it's been a while. Huh? Has anyone turned up to his class? Yep, please. Even if you are trying to save the animator some work. Yeah, he's lollying it quite hard. We've already known that. Are you not going to introduce the transfer student? And I was so pleased to get another Gintoki sensei. Or what was it, Ginpachi sensei? All I know is, even though I am quite sedentary, I don't believe it's at the point where various fungi can start growing. At least I hope not. If that starts to change, I'm sure someone will mention it. And like I said, these kind of episodes are not really rare, but they get across the point and evoke feelings that maybe won't really be there if it's trying to tell the same story with people. It's a lot easier to get the message across because we all know that kind of feeling of caring for a pet. And even if you don't have a pet either, maybe a plant. Although every plant that I've tried caring for has died, so if you've enjoyed Gintama, you best let me know. A couple of the best ways are leaving a comment down below and liking the video. And for you personally to not miss out in the future, you may want to turn on notifications. That is, if you also want to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Because there are a lot of Gintama coming up. Not only Gintama though, there's some other things I'm watching, so whether that's for you or not, you may want to get some rest. Make sure I see you there. Whether or not you wondered if a bear defecated in the woods, I'm pretty sure this episode didn't help in the slightest. But if you want to be my guide up the mountain to failure, you may want to head on over to Patreon, much like these amazing people. But especially Florida Taku, Sal, Raywin, Aegis TR, Dynamet 1997, Louis Holmonza, Aisha M, Danny Tree, Daniel Jorgensen, ASD, and Shiwan. Thank you. It's me, Mario.